Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another lockdown devotion. I'm filming this on a very wet night in Manchester. I'm basically putting off my ride home from work until it gets a bit drier, which is probably a little bit optimistic, but I'm happy to be sharing this time with you this morning. I've been thinking recently about celebrity Christians and why we give them so much kind of emphasis and honor in our lives. I was reading an article recently about 5 people you may not know are Christians, 5 famous people. And when you read the biography of their lives, their links to faith was very tenuous, and the article had gone out of the way to try and link these people to Christianity and to faith. As an example, one of those people who was a Christian that we might not know was on that list because their father was a minister in a church. So a very tenuous link. And then we have a lot of like fuss when someone like Kanye West or Justin Bieber becomes a Christian, and it's really good that people do become Christians, obviously. But we tend to give so much emphasis, or at least I do, to celebrity Christians. And it can even work like the other way around when people lose faith publicly and they share their stories about how they lost their faith. That can have a massive impact. I was reminded of a time when I was a lot younger, and there was a band called Delirious who were a Christian band who wrote a lot of worship songs that we sing in churches and stuff. They started releasing songs in the charts, and I thought if Delirious could get to number one, then the whole of the UK would get saved. And I remember like buying the singles, praying really hard, hoping Delirious would get to number one. And there was one time they were doing a CD signing in HMV in town, and I went along, I took my Bible, and I got them to sign the inside of my Bible. And on the way home from the HMV book signing, I was mugged in town. I was beat up. They didn't steal my Bible. They wanted cash. But, a lot of the time, famous Christians don't impact the people around us. The people around us might not care who's the famous Christian they didn't know was a Christian, the famous person they didn't know a Christian was. But actually, it's the impact that we have, the impact that people around us have is what matters most. And I started to think about why that is true. And it reminded me of a story of Jesus when he's been traveling around and doing some amazing things. And he goes back home to his hometown in Nazareth. And you can read it in Matthew chapter 13. And he's teaching in a synagogue, and everyone's kind of amazed at the kind of way he's teaching. But then they remember that they know his mum, they know his brothers, and they know his sisters, they know his past, they know his history. And the Bible says that Jesus said that no one has honor in their hometown, and he couldn't do very many miracles there. Because sometimes the people we see every day, the people that we spend time with, the people we become comfortable with and familiar with, we tend to take them for granted, and we tend to think of them as very ordinary, and we don't give them the honor that we might do a famous person or the influence that a famous person might have on our lives. We don't allow the people around us to have. But so this week I've been trying to have a different mindset. I've been trying to think about the people around me who are really important to my life, the ordinary people, the people I see every day, the people who know their brothers and sisters and their faults and their past. And I've been trying to allow them to inspire me and encourage me and to speak into my life. Let's not be like the people of Jesus' hometown who missed some incredible things because they were too familiar with Jesus. But with the people we are familiar with, let's give them honor, and let's give them the credit that they deserve. If you come to our church and look on the second floor, there we have on our wall, we have a massive timeline of all the things the church has been involved in for decades. And this church has had an incredible impact all around the world, but it's done that by normal people, by ordinary people. Ordinary people can have a massive impact. See you soon.